Hello and welcome to the Retirement Roadmap Show. I'm your host, Dave Nagy, and I have my co-host, Tony Shore, here with us. Hey, Tony, how's it going?
It's going great, Dave. I'm great to be here. We haven't recorded in a few weeks. I know you've been busy. You've had a lot going on, and wow, a lot has happened in the last couple of weeks. So there's plenty to talk about out there.
Yes.
David, I am so good. I've been spending time with family. I've been busy at work. So yeah, and no slowing down for me. How have you been?
Yeah, the same. We put all new windows in the house, and now we're doing solar. We've been busy doing workshops, meeting with clients. It's tax time, so everyone's, getting their 1099s and
Yeah.
trying to max out their contributions, and so it's busy.
Yeah, in fact, speaking of that, that leads us into the topic you have for us today. You told me you want to talk about maximizing your retirement contributions, and tax time is a good time to talk about this. It's front of mind for a lot of people, right?
Yep.
Right now,
Yeah.
and now is when you really can feel the difference during tax time, depending on where you're putting your retirement contributions. You need to also look ahead. It's not all about between now and April and then it's done. It's not all about last year. Your CPA or your tax preparer is going to look back at the last year. But David, I know you like to help your clients look ahead and make
Yep.
an overall tax plan that's part of their financial and retirement plans, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of clients and people are wondering, I didn't max out my contributions last year. Is it too late to do it? And so, we're letting people know, look, you still have time. You have up until April 15th to make your 2024 contributions. So, even if you haven't done it yet, it's not too late. So give us a call, come on in, and we'll help you get that done.
Excellent. That's great. Yeah, all people have to do is pick up the phone, give you a call really quick before we jump into it further here and get some facts about how to maximize those retirement contributions. If our listeners do have a question or want to set up that no charge, no obligation consultation, what is that phone number and your web address?
Yep, 619-460-9433. And our web address is srswealthmanagement.com.
All right. So now, as far as retirement contributions and taxes, my first question on this topic is it too late for people out there to contribute for 2024? I mean, we're already well into 2025 here.
No, you still have up until April 15th to do that. So, yeah,
Wow.
get it done, get it funded.
Wow. Okay. So you can make 2024 contributions to your retirement account to count for 2024 up until April 15th.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. What else? What else do we need to know about that?
Well, some people don't even have an IRA and they think, well, I didn't have one in 2024, so I'm out of luck, but that's not true. Even if you didn't open an IRA for 2024, you still can, as long as we designate it as a 2024 contribution and we set up the plan right away. You don't have much time left because we have to do the paperwork. We've got to get the account open and then funded before April 15th, but it's not too late.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good to know. Of course, you need to work with a financial professional like yourself, a trusted financial professional who's going to be looking out for your best interests. And so if people want to get that done, they can, again, give you a call.
Yep.
And that's a great way to maximize your savings before the deadline. But yeah, you'd have to do that right now because the paperwork takes a while if you want to open an IRA or a Roth. So now what's next? What do we want to talk about?
Well, yeah, I have a lot of people that, they wonder, should I put it into an IRA? Should I do a Roth? What's the difference?
Yeah, that was my question to you before the show. We were talking about that.
Yeah. And a lot of people that have 401ks, they just put it into the 401k side of it, which is good. I love 401ks. It's a great way to build wealth. But most people don't realize that inside of their 401k, they have the option to invest in a Roth, to put that money into the Roth IRA. And so that can have a huge impact, not only now, but down the road. And so I'm a big fan of doing the Roth IRA inside the 401k. So if you're not sure, go to your HR department, talk to whoever handles that, and they'll let you know whether or not it's available.
Yeah, that's really good advice. And most companies now do offer a Roth option. If you have a 401k or 403b, a lot of times there are Roth options now, and that's really smart. You don't get the tax break this year, but then it grows tax free. So it's the old question: do I want to pay tax on the seed, or do I want to pay tax on the whole harvest? If you had a choice, one or the other, you'd choose the seed because it's going to be smaller. Used to be, for some people, they feel like, hey, they want to keep contributing to the traditional because they get the tax break now, and they think they're going to be in a much lower tax bracket in retirement. But that isn't always true, is it?
No, unless you're making $500,000 a year or more, it's pretty likely that when you retire, you're going to be in a very similar tax bracket because you still need income. You still have to pay your bills. And like you said, Tony, some people, they'll put some of the traditional, some into the Roth. I put all of mine into the Roth. I would rather pay the tax now, let it go tax-free so that I can have tax-free income later down the road. And then most importantly, when you pass away, that goes tax-free to the children. And so, for those of you that aren't sure which makes sense, which one to do, come into the office. We'll look at your taxes. We'll look at your plan, and we'll tell you which is the best option for you, not only now, but into the future.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's great. So what is the difference between an IRA and a Roth IRA? Obviously, the tax designation.
Yep. So a traditional IRA, you're getting to take the tax deduction now. So you're getting a small deduction to fund that IRA. It grows tax deferred, but when you withdraw it, you're paying full income. It's taxed as ordinary income. Additionally, you lose a little bit of control with your IRA because when you turn 73, the government mandates require that you start to take required minimum distributions. So even if you don't need the income, you're going to be forced to take it because they want their taxes. The government wants their money back. So now they're going to tax you at a much larger amount for the rest of your life. Whereas with a Roth IRA, you pay the tax now. So you don't get the little tax deduction, but it grows tax deferred. And most importantly, it comes out tax free. And if you don't need it, you're not forced to take it at 73. And when you pass on, it goes to your children completely tax-free. Whereas a traditional IRA, well, talk about a tax time bomb, Tony. They're gonna force your children to take that money out over 10 years. They have to take the entire amount of that IRA out over 10 years at what I would argue is their highest earning years. So they're earning a lot of money, already paying income tax at a high rate. Now they're forced to take oftentimes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I mean, yeah, you can't create a worse tax time bomb.
Right. Yeah, that is a ticking tax time bomb, the traditional IRA, because it's all taxable. The growth, the principal, you're going to pay taxes on everything when it comes out. And if you're trying to leave it or something should happen to you, your loved ones will have to take all that money out and pay all the taxes on all the money over a course of 10 years. 10 years, hey, that's great. It's spread out over 10 years. But like you say, that depending on the amount, that could be a lot. And even a small fraction of what's in there a year could bump somebody up into the higher tax bracket and cause them to be paying more for other things. Like if they get, subsidized healthcare insurance and they start making more money because of that, then they're going to pay more for healthcare. I mean, it really does have a domino effect, and that's where the Roth comes in. You want at least a balance, right? You want to have some money in that tax-free bucket, especially in retirement. When I get to retirement, I don't want everything taxable. I don't want my entire retirement income taxable. Plus, that could make your Social Security taxable, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to pay more in Social Security. Then there's IRMA. There's a whole host of things that get
Yeah.
triggered as your income goes up in retirement, your taxable income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, again, I like your seeds versus the harvest analogy. I stole that from you. I brought that up before you could
I was
get
going to
to.
say you stole my thunder there, Tony, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm jumping ahead. I got excited, Dave, on what you had for us today, the bullet points. And so the Roth versus a traditional, for some people, you got to do the math, though. I mean, I know you've said to some people, no, just stay with the traditional for your situation for now. But for a lot of people, the Roth is going to work, but you have to qualify, right? There are a lot of different variables when it comes to what they call now we're talking about a Roth conversion. So let's say I have a traditional 401k or a traditional IRA, and based on what your advice, I want to, start a Roth or move that over to a Roth. How is that done? That's a Roth conversion, right?
Yep. Yeah. So we have a report that we run for people that come into the office. So if you want your complimentary Roth conversion report, call our office or go to our website, schedule a complimentary meeting. We'll need your taxes and we'll look at your situation. And again, a Roth conversion is not for everybody. A lot of time we'll wait until people retire to do it because now they don't have any income. So they're in a lower tax bracket and we can convert a lot. But if you're not using your tax bracket, you're giving up free money. So if you have a traditional IRA, you have a 401k, you're not sure, we want to look at your income and then we'll tell you how much to convert if it makes sense, how long to convert, and what that's going to look like and how that will change your situation. So taxes are due on the amount you convert in the year you convert it. But if you, like most people, expect that taxes will be higher in the future, it's better to pay the taxes now to get the tax-free income later. Kind of like we were talking earlier, would you rather pay it on the seed, which is small, versus the harvest, which is oftentimes very, very large? Most people would say they'd rather pay it on the seed. This is also a great idea if you plan to leave your 401k, your IRA, your 403b. If you're planning to leave that to your children or grandchildren, like many people, a lot of grandparents, my grandparents left us their IRA, and we were able to take that over our lifetime. You can't do that anymore. They replaced that with the 10-year rule. Yeah. So now leaving your money to your children is the worst way to do it if it's in an IRA or a 401k.
The traditional IRA. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You absolutely don't want to do that. You are absolutely creating a tax time bomb for your family.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. So that's good. But Roth conversions, they can be tricky. I would not want to make a decision or do that without working with somebody like yourself, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot of variables to consider. We have to look at your situation and make sure it's right. And maybe it's not right now, but it might be right down the road. So we will look at that and tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. So there are different ways, obviously, to maximize your contributions and to avoid costly mistakes and to set yourself up for the future. That's basically what you're talking about here, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So now, before we go today, David, is there anything else you want to add? What's the final advice you have for us?
Well, for those of you that haven't started an IRA or you're not doing the 401k, start now. Don't wait. It's never too late to get started. The earlier you start, the more you have time to let it grow. Take action before the tax deadlines. If you need guidance, you want someone to talk to, call our office, go to our website. We'll come in, you'll get a complimentary strategy session. We'll give you the reports, we'll go through it all, and we'll help educate and empower you and your family to make the best financial decisions, not only now, but into the future.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Well, great topic and a timely one. This is something that's top of mind again for a lot of people right now. So, David, thank you for having me on the show today. Thank you for getting us on this right path. I really encourage our listeners out there to pick up the phone and set up that no charge, no obligation consultation with you. Give that phone number once again before we go.
Yep, 619-460-9433. And our website is srswealthmanagement.com.
All right. And that does it for today's episode of the Retirement Roadmap with our host, David Nagy.